Hello friends, this is Rudolf of Germany, chapter 51 of my educational series concerning the tall white aliens and our relationship to humankind. Today I would like to speak a little bit about the different dimensions and what it means to switch from one to the other. Imagine dimensions to be the pages of an endless book, a book with billions and billions of pages. You just happen to live on page number 1, let's say. Page number 1 includes all what you know, what you have seen and learned in your life, all the experiences you have, all the feelings you have, and all the structures and people you encounter. You are used to your dimension, and that's the only one you know. Let's say with a special technique, you would be able to switch from this page number 1 of the endless book of dimensions to page number 2. Page number 2 is a dimension on its own, completely independent from page number 1. But it also has all the structures still, all the people which you know from dimension number 1. So if somehow, with some technique or accidentally, you would switch from 1 to the next dimension, you would hardly feel any difference. As a matter of fact, you would not feel any difference at all, because those two dimensions are almost exactly alike. And the differences you could not detect. Maybe in your subconscious, and we do know that many people during their lifetimes have a so-called déjà vu experience. They say to themselves, I had this experience before. This is one sign that somebody has switched dimensions. But otherwise, you would never know that you went from dimension number 1 to dimension number 2, because they're almost exactly identical. And you find the same loved ones, the same people, the same working conditions as in the prior one. Let's say you would switch from dimension number 1, where you are at in the moment, to dimension number 5. You still would be able to orientate yourself. You still would see your loved ones, your co-workers, cars, everything you know. Not much has changed. But in between, you would get an eerie feeling, because you would say, this is strange. I don't think my room looked exactly like this. I don't think my mother acts like this. This is the way she walks. She looks a little bit younger or older or different. It is not really the mother I know. But with this kind of confusion, you would be able to go on with your daily activities. Okay, let's say you would be in dimension number 5 from the dimension you have lived originally in. You would be having a hard time to orientate yourself. Many things are still as you know them in a way, but not really the same. Some buildings who have been there, in your opinion, yesterday, just look completely different or not there at all anymore. Even your relatives seem to be acting very strange and foreign to you. As further out you go, let's say to dimension 50 or 100, you will not be able to recognize anything anymore, because it is a world with different components, still resembling some of that where you came from, but you will absolutely know you're lost in a different world. What I'm trying to say to you is this: the closest dimension to the one you're living in right now, let's say you live on page 1 and we talk about dimension page 2, would not make any difference to you. And many people switch these dimensions from dimension 1 to 2, 3 or 5 often in their life, mainly when they had an accident or they get executed in a war or some other way of violent death. They will not even know that they died, but they will instantly be back in a different dimension after they passed away, and the dimension will be very close to the one they left. So they keep on living very happily after the horrifying event, but also they will detect here and there some slight differences. Eventually they get used to it and think nothing happened at all. Next time I will tell you a little bit more about this. Just ponder it, and how many times you might have already switched dimensions without knowing it. Just watch the fine details of your life that will tell you a lot if you are still there where you have been maybe 5 years ago or 20 years ago, or if you are already in a completely different world without even knowing it. Until next time we go deeper into this, your friend Rudolf of Germany.